Yamunatiravanachari Yamunatiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Hare Krishna. So we welcome all of you to 213th Prerana Festival. Haribo! So we are very, very fortunate and very, very blessed to have His Grace Sridama Sakha Prabhu today. So Sridama Sakha Prabhu is a very, very special devotee. His legal name is Siddharth Hosangadi, and he has done his BE degree in chemical engineering from prestigious UDCT College, ICT right now, and then did his MBA degree in 1997 from Jamnanal Bajaj College. Then right now he's serving, he's a professional in sales trainer, consultant and coach with 27 years of sales and leadership experience in companies like ICI, NES, SAP and Oracle. He's the founder of GoPush Consulting, a sales training, consulting and coaching services company where he helps companies grow their businesses. He has delivered trainings, lectures and seminars on business and spiritual topics to diverse audiences for over 20 years. He has been connected with ISKCON since 1997 and has been serving as a counselor and a preacher in various congregations in Mumbai, Middle East and Goa. He is also a member of the Congregation Development Department of Sri Radha Gopinath Temple. So I would like to add one more thing. The family is very much spiritual and our temple is known as Simple Temple, right? So he and his family is the member of the Simple Temple. So let us warmly welcome him by loudly chanting 3 times. Hari Bo! Hari Bo! Hari Bo! Hare Krishna.
Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So warm welcome to all of you for, as he said, the 213th Prerana festival. And it is indeed a privilege to be amongst all of you youngsters and share something, about this topic that I've been given, a life with purpose. So it's an interesting topic. I'm sure some of you may have thought, kya bolega? Hindi is okay, right? I can mix it up. So what will this person speak? Kya bolega? So yeah, even I was when I was preparing, there was one story. I'll start with the story. There was one businessman, एक businessman था, and that businessman was very, very busy. He used to get up in the morning at 6 o'clock, then he would start immediately, quickly gobble some breakfast, and then he would immediately rush to his work. And whole day, working very hard, struggling very hard, whole day he would be working very, very hard. And he would come back literally at 9:30 in the evening. And then he would, and this is a true story, he would work till 9:30 in the evening, then come home, have a little dinner and sleep. And then again next morning, say same thing. So very, very heavy life, very, very hectic life, as you can imagine. And in today's day and age, many of us are being forced to do this, right? Big industry captains are saying you should work how many hours a week? 70 hours a week. 70 मतलब 14 hours हो गया ना? So yeah, so you're being kind of, goaded. ऐसा subtly आपको message जा रहा है कि करो, आप भी करो. So this man was working like that. And then he met one of our devotees. I don't know when he met him. He must have met him somewhere. कहीं तो मिला होगा उसको. So this devotee, he asked this person that, I've been observing your schedule, that you're working so hard. So why are you working so hard? So it's a very basic question. Why are you working so hard? So this person said, I have been working so hard so that I can establish my business. Establish my business. So he said, why do you want to establish your business? Well, if I establish my business, I'll get good, funds will come, I'll become wealthy. So he asked him, why do you want to be wealthy? So now it is getting little uncomfortable. He said, why do you want to get wealthy? Because if I have wealthy, I'll have a good family, I'll have a good house, I'll have good bank balance. He said, why do you want good bank balance? Why do you want good house? So he said, well, if you have a good house, you'll have a good family, you'll eat good food, all good stuff will be there. He said, why do you want to eat good food? So he said, good food, well, ultimately we eat so that we can stay alive. So then this devotee asked him a really tough question. Why do you want to stay alive? So this was a question he was not prepared for. This is a true story. Okay, so he was not prepared for this question. Why do you want to stay alive? ऐसा कौन पूछता है यार? So why do you want to stay alive? So he was very taken aback by this question. But it led to some deep contemplation that what is my life? What is my life and why am I alive? Am I alive only to earn money? Am I alive to work from 7 a.m. in the morning to 8 p.m. in the evening? Is that what my life is all about? Is that why I'm alive? What's the purpose of my life? So this was a very soul-searching kind of question that came in his mind. So it is described that there are two most important days in everyone's life. So one day out of that is the day that you are born. And the second day is the day that you find out why were you born. So this is a quotation by Mark Twain, very famous American author. So he says, Most important, of these 2 days, which is the most important? Huh? अरे पैदा ही नहीं होते तो कैसे भाई आता? Huh? Yeah, but if you are born, definitely all of us are here because we are born. But many of us, I mean, I would say most of us probably don't have an idea why we were born. हाँ, दुनिया बनाने वाले क्या तेरे मन में समाई, काहे को दुनिया बनाई? Why did you make me? Why did you make this world? Why am I in this world? What am I doing here? हाँ, engineering कर रहा हूँ, ये कर रहा हूँ, वो कर रहा हूँ, कुछ कुछ कर रहा हूँ. I don't know what I am doing here. Why am I doing this? I don't know. Hey, why did you go for engineering? Everyone went. All my friends went. Why did CA? Hey, all of them did CA. Why did MBA? अरे सब MBA, engineering के बाद MBA करना होता है ना, और क्या होता है? कोई engineer थोड़ी ना बनता है. Huh? So everyone is, doing what others are telling them to do. No one has a clue why they're doing what they're doing. So it's a very, very significant thing that one of the most important days of your life is you find out why you were born, what is the purpose. And believe me, every one of you sitting in this room, though you may feel कि मेरा तो कुछ purpose पता नहीं, मैं तो इधर मजा करने के लिए आया हूँ, right? We may feel that way, but right now that is what we feel. But there will come a time in your life, in everyone's life, there will come a time in your life where you will probably realize why you were born. क्या कारण था पैदा होने का, right? So let us try to evaluate. So if you look at life, let's look at people with a life with a purpose, okay? So let's just look at these people. What is common between these people? This unlikely. Sindhutai Sapkal, okay, some people know. Congratulations, those who know, okay. This one? This one? Huh? No. Anyone knows Khan Academy? He is the founder of Khan Academy, Sal Khan. I think he's Salman Khan only, but he calls himself Sal Khan. So these are people, big personalities, who have done something in life. What do you think is common in these people? इनमें क्या common है? Huh? Raise your hand and speak. So, yeah. Welfare for the people, okay? What else? Rahul Dravid ने क्या welfare किया है? No, it's a fact. He has done welfare, but what welfare has he done? Anyone knows? They have a purpose, right? All of them have a purpose in life. So you can quickly look at it, right? Ratan Tata is, he just passed away recently, at the age of ripe old age of 86, 87, something like that. But even at 87 when he died, the world felt a void. Ki some great personality has passed. At 87, right? And I remember a conversation I was having with my wife. And I told her that, by the way, Ratan Tata passed away. Arey, Ratan Tata passed away. I said, huh? How old was he? I said, he was 87. Just 87? I said, just 87? 87 is a ripe old age. No, wo itna bada aadmi hai, so he can live longer and he's doing so much. Right? So much he has done. He's grown such a big group, but with all the money profits that's coming, a lot of those profits are going back into philanthropic work, right? Srila Prabhupada, again, purpose. We'll speak about Prabhupada as we go along, so I won't spend time here. Sindhutai Sapkal, not too many people will know who this person is. She was married at the age of 12. She was married at the age of 12 or maybe even younger, I don't know. And to a man who was 20 years older than her. In some village somewhere in, I think, Aurangabad, some district, somewhere there. And after a few years, 6-7 years, when she had a daughter, husband kicked her out. She was on the streets. She had nothing. No food, no place, no clothing, nothing. No money, nothing. Right? But this lady, she made it she somehow survived. She begged. She started begging. She became a beggar because she had nothing. No skills, no education. Imagine you're married at 10, 12, you have nothing. So she had no education, she had no funds, nothing. So she started begging. And she started begging for her child to survive. Her daughter was with her. Then she saw another orphan child. So she took that child also. And then she started begging for that child also. And like this, slowly begging, and then slowly she started doing various things. And over a period of time, by the time she died, she had adopted, I think, over 1,200 children. 1,200 children over her lifetime she adopted and she gave them a life. They didn't have a life. She adopted and gave them a life. So that's a life with purpose. Yeah. Rahul Dravid, why is he here? Cricketer hai. Kya hai? But as a cricketer, see, when we see a life with purpose, no, there will be some characteristics you will see. You will see that obviously they do what they do for their own pleasure. They enjoy what they do. So all these people you're seeing here, all these personalities, they enjoy what they do. It's not like a burden. Ratan Tata ke liye, it's not a burden. For Srila Prabhupada, it's not a burden what he did. What Sindhutai Sapkal did is not a burden for her. They enjoy what they do. But beyond what they are doing, they are looking at other people's enjoyment also. They are looking at how will others also benefit from, our life. So Rahul Dravid played for himself, played for the country, gave a lot of joy to a lot of people, known as the wall. Yeah, he was known as the wall. Gave a lot of pleasure to a lot of people. Australians ko haraya, innings defeat face kar rahe the, lekin he and VVS Lakshman played so well, they defeated the Australians over here. So he's given a lot of pleasure to everybody. But he's gone beyond that also. It's not just that he was a coach of the Indian team that won the T20 World Cup. Before that, what was he doing? Anyone knows? Academy. And what was he? Whom was he coaching? He was coaching the under-19s. Jinka koi khas maa baap nahi hota hai. He was coaching them. So why? So that in the future, these people will go and become big cricketers. So that vision, that compassion that I want to give back to society, what I have received. Then this person, Sal Khan, right? I mean, Khan Academy is not a new thing. It was there for, I think it's been there for more than a decade. 10, 15 years, this person, when he started. He is giving free education. Go to their channel, YouTube, you'll learn whatever topic you want to learn. Maths, science, physics, chemistry, biology, lot of topics. All free education. What you will pay lakhs in some Akash Institute or Byju's, if it's still alive. Byju's still there? My apologies to those who have paid money to Byju's. But yeah, you pay lakhs to these institutes, right? But he's giving all of it free, right? So these are people, they have a purpose in life, right? And, all of them, they were like this businessman we spoke, right? Who was asked the question that, why are you alive? Why are you living? Why do you want to be alive? So if you see, all of them have a reason to be alive, right? 3 of them have passed away. 2 of them are still there, but they have a reason to live. That reason is what keeps them going. Unko koi farak nahi padta. Like for example, this Sal Khan, when he started, he didn't know how he will survive. YouTube pe free apna content dalna chalu kiya. He had no idea how he'll survive. Kuch nahi. But he had a purpose that I want to give education to the underprivileged. People who cannot afford good education. Unko dena hai. This was his vision and this is how he started. And then what happened? Funds started arriving. YouTube, first of all, YouTube, as his number of followers took off, YouTube started paying him. And then so many universities, so many corporates, everyone came because he's doing a genuine humanitarian work. So many people came forward and gave donations, right? So when there is a purpose, when someone lives with purpose, things start getting orchestrated, things start getting arranged, right? So let's try to understand what is this purpose. What is purpose, okay? So if you look at the dictionary definition of purpose, someone just read this for me. Please read, no, this, over here. Right? The reason for which something exists, or reason for why something is done, reason why something is made, reason why something is used. That is what is a purpose. So what is the purpose of an iron? Istri karne ke liye. What is the purpose of an engineer? MBA banne ke liye. Yeah, so everyone has a purpose, right? So purpose. Actually, it's very sad. I mean, मैं बोलते छोटा मुंह बड़ी बात मैं खुद नहीं बोल सकता. मैं भी engineering के बाद I went for MBA. So मैं किस मुंह से किसी को कुछ बोलूं? It's very sad. Like now, almost everyone is going in that direction. It's very unfortunate. But anyway, okay. And if you look at a little definition of what is purpose. What is the definition of a purpose, right? So over here, I'm just giving a definition. Each word of this definition is important in one sense. Are you guys at the back able to read this? Thoda chota ho raha hai. Maybe I'll just read it. It says a stable and generalized intention. So purpose is not just एक विचार कि हाँ यार कुछ लाइफ में कुछ करना चाहिए. अभी मैं 25 का हो गया हूँ, कुछ तो करना चाहिए. No, it is an intention. What is the difference between a vague desire and an intention? Anybody? Intention क्या होता है? Willingness. Okay. Anything else? You're sure about it. Intention कि it's like you know कि मम्मी ने बोला कि बेटा आज कपड़े तुम फोल्ड करोगे ना? हाँ मम्मी कर दूंगा. बट हमारा इंटेंशन नहीं होता है करने का. वो खाली मम्मी को ऐसा हाँ कर दूंगा. We don't do it because we didn't have the intention. I didn't really want to do it. मैं करना नहीं चाहता था. But here we are talking of an intention to accomplish something that is at the same time meaningful to the self. मतलब ये करने से मुझे कुछ मीनिंग मिलेगा. आई विल गेट समथिंग बाय अचीविंग दिस, बाय दिस पर्पस, बाय डूइंग दिस थिंग आई विल गेट सम सैटिस्फैक्शन एट माई पर्सनल लेवल. आई विल फील हैप्पी. दैट्स वन. ओके, मीनिंगफुल. इट्स नॉट जस्ट अबाउट हाँ मजे करेंगे. नो, मीनिंगफुल, समथिंग डीपर देन जस्ट एंजॉयमेंट. ओके, एंड consequential for the world beyond the self. Then it is a purpose. So if you are just doing something which is for your own, you know, sustenance, for your own maintenance, अरे मैं family को maintain कर रहा है भाई, हाँ मैं अपना education कर रहा है, I am doing this, that is good, no harm in that. But for it to be really called a purpose, what is the purpose of your life? Oh, I want to earn some money, I want to get a good bank balance. That could be a mini purpose. But real purpose of life takes some time to find out. You may not immediately come to know. So what is this why? You know, purpose, remember we said that we started from that story where the person was asked, why do you want to be alive? आप जिंदा क्यों हो? आपके जीवन का हेतु क्या है? What is the purpose of your life? Right? If someone were to ask you that question, what would you answer? So, why? Okay, so I'm going to just show you this video and I'm hoping everyone knows who this is. Right? I'm just hoping that the audio plays. Okay, let's just check. Audio यहाँ से आ रहा है. वहाँ का नहीं आ रहा है. हाँ हाँ. Okay. नहीं, it is recognizing the ये. Okay. नहीं आ रहा है. अभी चल रहा हूँ. Just 1 second. My laptop has just decided that उसका purpose is to cause problems. हाँ जरा 1 मिनट रुकिए आप लोग. कौन सा स्पीकर ये वाला है ना? Let's see. नहीं वो नहीं जाएगा.
ठीक है, उसमें चेंज कर दो. इसमें एक्शन में लगा दो, पीछे लगा देंगे.
एप्सन. चलो ठीक है.
About 3.5 years ago, I made a discovery. And this discovery profoundly changed my view on how I thought the world worked, and it even profoundly changed the way in which I operated it. As it turns out, there's a pattern. As it turns out, all the great and inspiring leaders and organizations in the world, whether it's Apple or Martin Luther King or the Wright brothers, they all think, act, and communicate the exact same way. And it's the complete opposite to everyone else. All I did was codify it. And it's probably the world's simplest idea. I call it the golden circle. Why, how, what? This little idea explains why some organizations where others aren't. Let me define the terms really quickly. Every single person, every single organization on the planet knows what they do, 100%. Some know how they do it, whether you call it your differentiating value proposition or your proprietary process or your USP. But very, very few people or organizations know why they do what they do. And by why, I don't mean to make a profit. That's a result. It's always a result. By why, I mean what's your purpose? What's your cause? What's your belief? Why does your organization exist? Well, as a result, the way we think, the way we act, the way we communicate is from the outside in. It's obvious. We go from the clearest thing to the fuzziest thing. But the inspired leaders and the inspired organizations, regardless of their size, regardless of their industry, all think, act, and communicate from the inside out. Let me give you an example.
In the middle is written why. Why?
If Apple were like everyone else, a marketing message from them might sound like this. We make great computers. They're beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. Want to buy one? Meh. And that's how most of us communicate. That's how most marketing is done, that's how most sales is done, and that's how most of us communicate interpersonally. We say what we do, we say how we're different or how we're better, and we expect some sort of behavior, a purchase, a vote, something like that. Here's our new law firm. We have the best lawyers with the biggest clients. We have, we always perform for our clients, do business with us. Here's our new car. It gets great gas mileage. It has, leather seats. Buy our car. But it's uninspiring. Here's how Apple actually communicates. Everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. We just happen to make great computers. Mm-hmm. Totally different, right? You're ready to buy a computer from me. All I did was reverse the order of the information. People don't buy what you do.
Nice sounding. I think, 1 second. Okay. I'll just summarize that video for you because the sound is not good. So basically, Simon Sinek, everyone has heard about Simon Sinek. Many of you might have heard about him. A very famous speaker, said to be a youth icon in the US. So what he's saying is that, everyone knows what they do. I am a software engineer. I am a chartered accountant. I am a student of law. I am a this, I am a that, okay? Some of us may know the how, that, how I am special. Oh, I am a topper in my class. I am I have a great personality. So something differentiating, something different about you also, a lot of people know. And they speak about that. I mean, you go for an interview, say, I am software engineer, I am this engineer, I am artist, I am that, I am so on. So whatever is your profession. And you speak about your differentiating factors. But what he's saying is, people really buy the why, that why are you an engineer? Why did you become an engineer? Why did you become a chartered accountant? Why did you become a psychiatrist? Why did you become a doctor? That why is very important. So he says that if we only get stuck in the what and the how, we really are not able to convey the value of what we bring to the world. So that purpose of life is hiding in that why. When we ask ourselves these why questions, like somebody asked that businessman, if somebody asks you those why questions, you should be able to answer. If no one asks you those why questions, who should you ask? You ask yourself, to discover. So why is it so important to have a purpose in life? Let's spend a few minutes on that. So anyone would like to share ये purpose जिंदगी में होना इतना जरूरी क्यों है? Why is it important to have a purpose in life? Anyone? You can raise your hand. And why is it so important to have a purpose in life? See, at our level, at our age, at your age, you may feel कि क्या है ये, मैं अभी क्यों सोचूं? Yeah.
We can give mic to him.
You're walking without a? Yeah, if you don't have a purpose, it's like you don't have a destination. Someone, you know, gets into a taxi. एक काली पीली टैक्सी में somebody gets into a taxi. ऐसे चलो, कहाँ चलना है? जहाँ रास्ता ले चले बस चलो. हाँ मतलब क्या पागल है क्या भाई, उतर यहाँ से, right? We want to know where we are going. If we have a destination, then we will be able to go in that destination. That's why purpose helps. Okay, any other thoughts? Yeah. Without purpose, life is meaningless. Purpose gives you meaning to life. Ki this is what I want to achieve. This is what makes my life meaningful. Any other thoughts? Yes. Loudly, huh? It streamlines our life. How does it streamline our life? When we have a purpose, how does it streamline our life? No, I didn't get that. Loudly. Yeah, you get distracted. If you're not having a focus, you get distracted. Yes. Any other thoughts? Anybody? Why do we need a purpose? Jai Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan ki jai. Yes. Yeah, so he's saying that if you have clarity about your why, you will figure out the how. If you are very clear that I want to do, suppose, a post-graduation from this university, or I want to get into this company, or in this company I want this role. If you have clarity about what you want to achieve, your purpose, then how to get there, rasta to nikal hi aayega. Yeah, somebody raised a hand there. करेक्ट. अगर आपका पर्पस ही गलत है तो या आप गलत कर बैठोगे. लाइक ही सेड, अगर आपका पर्पस कुछ गलत करने का है तो आप गलत रास्ता भी ढूंढ सकते हो. बराबर है, पॉइंट तो है. हाँ, पर्पस का क्लैरिटी, उसीलिए हम लोग ऐसे संघ में आते हैं. दैट इज व्हाई वी कम इन एसोसिएशन ऑफ गुड पीपल, सो दैट हम लोग का पर्पस एक फोकस्ड रहे, एक सही डायरेक्शन, सही दिशा में जाए. यस, गुड पॉइंट. या इट गिव्स अस द फ्यूल टू कीप रनिंग. क्या है ना, हमारी गाड़ी बार बार आके रुक जाती है, बड़ा डिफिकल्ट है. यू नो, व्हेन यू आर स्टडीइंग, हाउ मेनी स्टूडेंट्स हियर? Oh, a lot of students, nice. And how many working people here? Yeah, so it's a good mix of both, working and students दोनों है इधर. हाँ, so जो student है वो खुद जानता है कि कितनी बार गाड़ी शुरू ही नहीं होती. मतलब गाड़ी रुकने के बाद अलग होती है, जब गाड़ी चल रही होती तभी रुकती है गाड़ी. हाँ, लेकिन शुरू करना ही डिफिकल्ट है यार. इग्निशन मारो, चालू करो, वेरी डिफिकल्ट, राइट? एंड फॉर दोज ऑफ अस हु आर वर्किंग, व्हेन यू आर इन वर्किंग लाइफ आल्सो, वी नो हाउ टफ इट इज. You know, if someone is, थोड़ा सा setback आ गया, you worked very hard the whole year, appraisal के time में आपको, you know, you didn't get the appraisal that you thought you'll get. You feel like it's a setback and you know, पैरों तले जमीन खिसक गई. वो काम करते रहने के लिए, to continue working with the same passion, we need fuel. So purpose gives us fuel. Very nice point. Anyone else? Yeah. Nice point. Emotions. हाँ, we are all at that age where emotions are, you know, ऐसा वो तलमल तलमल हो रहा है एकदम emotions का. हाँ, सबका हो रहा है, सबका बहुत तकलीफ हो रहा है emotions का. And it is natural. I'm not saying that unnatural है, मत करो, no. At this age, mind tends to go in all directions. Our emotions, you know, first एक चैनल मिल जाए तुरंत हम लोग उसी चैनल में चले जाएंगे, हमारा इमोशंस ऐसा होता है. बट इफ वी हैव अ पर्पस, even with all these emotions, we will remain focused. We will not get distracted from our purpose. If our purpose is really strong. Nice point, yeah. Exactly. अगर आपको पता है कि मेरा, मैं एक उदाहरण दे रहा हूँ, ये पर्पस मत ले लेना लाइफ में. हाँ, मतलब मैं एक उदाहरण दे रहा हूँ कि अगर आपका पर्पस है कि मुझे यहाँ ग्रैंड रोड से मुझे समझो बोरीवली पहुँचना है, एंड यू आर क्लियर कि बोरीवली पहुँचना है, मतलब मुझे थाने नहीं जाना है, तो फिर आप बोरीवली की ही ट्रेन में चढ़ोगे. हो सके तो अगर हिम्मत है तो फास्ट ट्रेन में भी चढ़ोगे और पहुँच जाओगे बोरीवली. सो या डेफिनेटली इफ यू हैव क्लैरिटी, अगर आपको क्लैरिटी है पर्पस क्या है, तो आप जल्दी उस डेस्टिनेशन तक पहुंच सकते हो. एनी अदर थॉट्स? यस. टू शेप आवर पाथ, थोड़ा इसका एक्सप्लेन व्हाट यू मीन बाय शेप आवर पाथ. इट्स करेक्ट, बट शेप, हाउ डू यू शेप योर पाथ? पाइथन लर्न करना, हाँ. Very nice. So if you are clear about what your purpose is, you will shape your activities accordingly. है ना? अगर आपको पता है कि मुझे ये करना है, नेक्स्ट 5 साल में मुझे ये बनना है, तो फिर आप उसी हिसाब से करोगे. You will be focused. Very nice. Any last thoughts? Yes, right at the back, जोर से. हाँ? Love, मतलब हाँ, what is the purpose? We were saying, why is purpose so important? Love is correct. That could be your purpose. नहीं guys, अरे यार दिल से बोल रहे हैं, बोलने दो ना. हाँ, purpose. Love का what is the point? अरे भाई हंसो मत, अच्छा है, वरना कैसा डॉक्टर बनेगा वो. सोचो, इफ ही हेट्स ह्यूमन बॉडी, अरे क्या यार रोज इसको काटना पड़ रहा है. He loves the human body. It's nice. Yes, absolutely. If you love, if your purpose, if part of your purpose is I love what I'm doing, okay? If you have a purpose, you will love what you're doing. Otherwise, you will hate it. आप सोचो, how many of you got into a career field where you are feeling you are stuck, अटक गए यार, क्या मेरे पापा ने बोला उसके लिए मैंने ये किया, यार वो रमेश मेरे को घसीट के लेके गया उसी लिए मैंने ये किया और अटक गया. How many feel we are stuck in our, right? Quite a few must be feeling that we are stuck, अटक गए. But if you have a purpose, I want to become a doctor, I want to serve humanity, you will love what you're doing. So very nice. So some points over here, we already discussed. It gives meaning to life. When we have a purpose, life becomes meaningful. It motivates us. See, when you are doing something, day-to-day activity में motivation बहुत difficult होता है, बड़ा difficult है. रोज किताब उठा के पढ़ो, रोज मुंह उठा के ऑफिस जाओ, बड़ा difficult है. It's not easy. See, I know, I went through it. I've been through corporate career for 20 years before I started my own business, right? So, yeah, it's very tough to stay motivated every day. And I was in sales career. Anyone here in sales? कोई sales वाला है? बहुत कम. So sales वैसे ही minority है, ठीक है. हाँ, तो sales वाला इतना difficult career है वो, because you really need to be motivated to every day go face a customer. Customer को तुम call करोगे, customer तुम्हें बात नहीं करना है. I'm busy. Call me later. Call me tomorrow. या phone तुम्हारे मुंह पे ऐसे ठूस देगा. You know, I don't want to talk to you. Don't call me again. You need to be really motivated to call that same person 4 days later. और 4 दिन बाद उसको कौन सा याद रहने वाला कि 4 दिन पहले तुमने कॉल किया था. He will not remember. But you need to be motivated. So motivation is important. Direction, we discussed that if you have a purpose, आप भटकोगे, भटक तो सब जाते हैं, ये तो नेचुरल है. हम लोग एक पर्पस बनाया कि मेरे को जिंदगी में ये अचीव करना है, फिर भी हम लोग भटकेंगे. बट अगर पर्पस क्लियर है तो क्या होगा, वापस उस लाइन पे आएंगे. वी विल बी हैविंग द करेक्ट डायरेक्शन, विल कीप गोइंग बैक इन द सेम डायरेक्शन. Focus, you know, like I give the example that if you say that there was a, who was that person who, sprinter, who 100-meter wala? Usain Bolt, sorry, Usain Bolt. So Usain Bolt, if Usain Bolt, you know, when he was maybe a young boy, okay, maybe he was 8-10 years old, and he discovered that I'm a runner, I like to run. Now he might have felt my purpose is I want to one day become an Olympic runner. But when he measures his 100-meter sprint, it's probably 12 seconds at that time when he's a boy. So 12 seconds, yeah, 12 seconds mein to I'll not even make it to the Jamaican team. So he must have started practicing. He must have come to 11.75. Then he realized कि यार 11.75 में तो होगा नहीं, हाँ? तो he felt कि यार मैं ना रोज मेरे दोस्तों के साथ ऐसे 4-4 घंटे हम लोग टाइम पास करते हैं. 4 घंटे कौन टाइम पास करते हैं? Let me spend 2 hours now with them. I'll spend 2 hours. 2 hours is also quite a lot, ना? दोस्तों के साथ 2 घंटा spend. 2 घंटा I will practice, I will train, I will do gym, I will do everything. Focus, because that is his priority. He wants to go to the Olympics. That is his purpose, right? Then from 11.75 he comes to maybe 11. But 11 is also not good enough. So then he starts thinking, yaar, every day I spend so much time on TV, Instagram, Facebook. हाँ, इतना समय मतलब रील्स देखने में मेरा जिंदगी व्यर्थ कर रहा हूँ. थोड़ा चलो यार, you know, let me reduce. Instead of spending 1.5 hours daily, I'll spend 15 minutes. 15, उससे कम मत बोलो बस, मर जाऊंगा. हाँ, 15 minutes every day. So 15 minutes, he is brought, another 1.5 hours has got added. Again he works out. So he comes from now 11 to 10. And still he is not good enough to win the Olympics, to reach the Olympic standard. He has to be below 10. So he will find some other ways, because this is his priority. It has now become his burning passion in life. कि यार किसी भी हालत में Olympics में जाना है. आपको क्या लगता है वो बंदा पैदा होते ही was running sub 10 seconds? कितना sacrifice किया रहेगा? People like MS Dhoni, people like Virat Kohli. Commentator कहता है ना, oh that was an effortless cover drive by Virat Kohli. सुना है? Effortless? Effortless. अरे कितने पापड़ बेले होंगे उसने, कितना मेहनत किया होगा to get to that point. It is unbelievable the amount of effort that goes in. So focus, priority. With a purpose, this focus comes, this priority comes. Otherwise it doesn't come. You will just do the daily activities. हाँ जो करना है रोज थोड़ा फाइट मार के थोड़ा कर लेंगे. बट अगर प्रायोरिटी एकदम स्ट्रांग किया, यू हैव वेरी स्ट्रांग फोकस ऑन योर प्रायोरिटी, देन यू विल डू. It gives you happiness, it gives you fulfillment, like he said, the doctor, that yeah, I feel fulfilled when I do this, I feel happy, it makes me happy to do my job. Otherwise, jobs don't make you happy. Jobs make us unhappy actually, right? But when we have work with a purpose, we feel fulfilled. Excitement, we feel, any one of you feel excited, सुबह उठ के कॉलेज जाना है, यार मुझे कॉलेज जाना है, यार मुझे जॉब को जाना है. नहीं, we don't. But if imagine there is someone waiting for you there in college, हाँ फिर एकदम मतलब focus आ जाता है, right? We become very excited. So imagine what purpose gives you. What purpose gives you? Resilience. Anyone knows what is resilience? What is resilience? Huh? Ability to keep going. Resilience is needed because in life there will be a lot of setbacks. You may make a purpose, I want to top my college. You may make a purpose, I want to be, you know, I want to become a senior manager in my company. You may make a purpose, I want to start my own startup. And then everything falls apart. Fail हो जाते हैं. जॉब में टॉप नहीं होते हैं, जॉब में तकलीफ होता है, स्टार्टअप शुरू ही नहीं है, स्टार्ट ही नहीं होता है स्टार्टअप, राइट? Setbacks come in life. Nothing is smooth. If you see the Bhagavad Gita, first instruction that Arjuna is given by Krishna, he says, Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkada agama apayino nityas tam sitikshasva bharata. He says that, see, happiness and distress are like coming and going of summer and winter season. This is Krishna telling Arjuna, his devotee. So Arjuna may feel, no, कि अरे I am your devotee, तो मेरा तो सिर्फ happiness आएगा ना? No. First thing he is telling Arjuna is happiness and distress both will come. Just tolerate. So this is what Supreme Lord is telling Arjuna, that learn to tolerate. Problems will come, setbacks will come. You'll feel, Arey, I'm sincerely working towards this purpose, but it's falling apart. So we need to be resilient. And even if setback is there, even if I fall down, I'll get up and run again. I'll not give up. Haar nahi manunga. I'll keep trying. And support. Another thing that having a purpose gives you, you get support. Support from parents, who else? From friends, from colleagues, from so many people. When they see this person का जुनून है, पागल है ये, इसको ये किसी भी हालत में अचीव करना है, the whole world starts aligning. वो है एक ना डायलॉग कि जब शिद्दत से कोई चीज चाहो तो पूरी कायनात उसे आपको मिलाने में लग जाती है. And this is a fact. I have experienced this personally. If you are really passionate about something, somehow things start aligning. The Lord's arrangement, everything starts aligning, everything starts falling in place. I have personally experienced this, right? So it's very powerful. You get support when you are very focused in your purpose. If you are just doing the needful, क्या करते हो? कॉलेज जा रहा हूँ. क्या करते हो? जॉब कर रहा हूँ. क्या करते हो? स्टार्टअप चालू किया है. क्या करते हो? शादी करने वाला हूँ. हाँ, मतलब see, and these are things we have to do. I am not saying that we don't do. We have to do our day-to-day activities. करना ही है. And अगर आप खाली, अगर आप, for example, you are going to college and you say कि क्या कर रहे हो? कॉलेज जा रहा हूँ. अच्छा, कॉलेज में क्या कर रहे हो? डिग्री कर रहा हूँ. कॉलेज अटेंड, लेक्चर अटेंड कर रहा हूँ. Nobody is impressed. Nobody is going to come and say कि how can I help you यार? मैं कैसे मदद करूँ तेरी? नहीं, nobody is impressed. But if you have a purpose, कि I want to get this degree, with this degree I will do this, with this I will make this impact on society. Yeah. People will say, कि, please let me know, I'd like to help. Have you seen this? If you just talk about basics, people will say, good, keep it up. But for example, somebody says, कि I am doing software coding. My sister was, an autistic child. Anyone knows what is autistic? Learning disability kind of thing. My sister was an autistic child. So I want to, after my engineering, I want to build an app which will help parents of autistic children how to deal with their autistic child. I'll build an app for that. Wow, that's purpose, right? So when someone hears about this purpose, people who know about the field, they'll say, if you need any guidance, come to me. My daughter is also an autistic. My brother-in-law is a counselor for autistic children. I can connect you to him. People start supporting you when you have a purpose. If you have no purpose, people will just let you. तुम मतलब भेड़ बकरियों जैसा अपना जीवन निकाल लोगे, पता भी नहीं चलेगा. But जब purpose रहता है, तो focus होता है, support मिलता है. So I'm going to talk about a life with purpose, okay? And here I would like to talk about Srila Prabhupada, okay, the founder Acharya of ISKCON. And I'll give you an example of what, through his life, we'll try to take an example of what purpose can do to somebody. कैसा आदमी, हरे कृष्णा, okay. उनका अलग पर्पस है वहाँ पे, बट yeah. So when Srila Prabhupada, so I'm just going to quickly run through a few images. This is Srila Prabhupada, right? So Srila Prabhupada is the founder Acharya of our ISKCON movement. Okay, ISKCON movement, for those of you who don't know, is a movement that is based on principles of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, as given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and it is spread all over the world in over 1,000 temples, centers across the world. There are lakhs of people all over the world in all religions, all colors of body, all languages. They are practicing the principles of Bhagavad Gita. This is what has been set up by this person, Srila Prabhupada. So, just I'll quickly take you through his journey. See, he was born in 1896, okay? And as a youth, he was actually participating or wanting to participate in Gandhi's movement, in the Satyagraha movement, right? In the 1920s, when Gandhi had launched the non-cooperation, whatever, all those movements that were going on. But at that time, he met his guru, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the person in the center there, this person, And this is Prabhupada at that time. His name at that time was Abhay Charan De. He was just around 20, I think 26 years old at that time. He was already married, he had a child, and he had a business. He was doing very well actually in his work. And he was already from a spiritual background, but itna kuch fight nahi marte the. Because father was spiritual, mother was spiritual, but he was not so very focused about spirituality. But he met his guru. When he met his guru told him, just imagine if, you know, someone just walks into this temple hall, just like that. And I tell them that, you know, you should surrender to Krishna immediately and you should start preaching the message of Bhagavad Gita in English language in Cambodia, Mongolia, all those countries. ना वहाँ पे जाके आपको प्रचार करना चाहिए. तो वो व्यक्ति देखे क्या पागल है क्या बात कर रहे हैं? ऐसा कैसा possible है, right? But this is what happened. Now see, as they say, it takes one to know one. So his guru Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he just saw him coming into that place. This is a place called Ultadanga Junction Road in Calcutta. I went there last month. I was fortunate enough to be there. So when he came there with his friend Narendra, he just paid obeisance. His sadhu ko dekha, he paid obeisance. As soon as he was getting up, this person Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur tells Srila Prabhupada, that time Abhay Charan, that you seem like an intelligent young man. You should preach the message of Bhagavad Gita and message of Lord Chaitanya in the English language in the Western world. ये क्या है? मतलब जानना पहचान एकदम immediately उनको एक instruction ही दे दिया. So obviously Abhay Charan started arguing. He started arguing. He said, "Arey, we as a country, we are not free. We are under the domination of the British rule. So हमारी बात कौन सुनेगा? We go and start preaching Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, कौन सुनने वाला है? Western world में वो भी, इंडिया में सुनते नहीं, वहाँ कौन सुनेगा? Right? So he was arguing. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur so convincingly, you know, smashed all his arguments and defeated his arguments. And told him, no, this is what is most important right now. That we need this. So this happened in the year 1922. 1922, 102 years back, this conversation happened. Okay. So after this conversation happened, that seed was sown, that purpose was sown in his heart by his guru. Right? So he got a meaning to life. Otherwise, he was a grihastha who is earning money, who is taking care of family. Ye roj ka wahi zindagi. Suddenly, a new meaning came to life. He had no idea how he'll do it. You imagine, na? If I were to tell you, please go to Cambodia and start preaching, कैसे करेंगे? कुछ idea ही नहीं है. He had no idea. But because his, you know, he was not even guru at that time. Just a sadhu, saintly person told him. So he felt, yeah, it gave meaning to his life. Then, few years later, 8, 10 years later, 11 years later, he took initiation from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He took initiation, okay? And he got further motivated. Now this is my guru. It is my guru's mission, my guru's instruction to me. See, agar some unknown person gives you some instruction, hey, you should do like this. I know what to do. मेरे को मालूम है मेरा जिंदगी में क्या करना है. But if someone who's important tells you, someone who's really whom you really consider important, some teacher, some guru, someone tells you, then you give it more importance. Huh? So more motivation. Then after that, some more years passed, another 3-4 years passed, he again met Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in Vrindavan. And there again he instructed him that you should preach the message of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam in English language in the Western world. And I told him, if you get money, if you ever get money, please print books. Please print books. Books means which books? Not novels. Not Sansani Tej. Print books means, print what? Scripture. Print scripture. Because you imagine, till that point in time, scripture was out of reach of common person. किसी को scripture का स भी मालूम नहीं था. Nobody knew anything. So he is giving him an instruction, please print books whenever you are. He gave him one more purpose in life. Whenever you have money, please print. Don't go to build big temples. You please print books. Right? So he got another purpose. Then, after his guru left, now for many years, this desire was in his heart. Purpose was there. That purpose was burning in the heart. कि करना है, but कैसे करना है पता नहीं. So this is actually the League of Devotees in Jhansi. When he was in Jhansi, he tried to start what is ISKCON today. He tried to start something similar in Jhansi. He got a few followers also. He got one disciple also. But it all collapsed. As I said, resilience. Setbacks come even in the lives of pure devotees. He got setbacks. He tried very hard. Failed completely. Family life, pura dhwast ho gaya. Business, pura haath se chala gaya. All his money was gone. He was literally reduced to nothing. Right? So you may say, क्या कृष्णा मैं आपके लिए इतना सब कर रहा हूँ, what you are doing to me, why you are being so unfair to me? No, because his purpose was very clear. My guru has told me this, I have to make it happen. Then somehow with great difficulty in the year 1965, when in the year 1965, which was the year he got the instruction from his guru? 1965, how many years later? 43 years. 43 years later, he finally finally started to do what his guru told him. So it is not that if purpose hai, जोश है, मेरे दिल में अग्नि है तो मैं आज ही करूंगा. No. Sometimes your purpose may manifest, but the means to work on that purpose may not manifest. It may take a very long time. It may take forever. You are trying and trying and trying, but nothing is working out. Can happen? हो सकता है कि नहीं? आप पूरी मेहनत कर रहे हो, बहुत फाइट मार रहे हो, कुछ नहीं हो रहा है. Nothing is happening. He kept trying, and finally at the age of 69, right? आपके basically दादाजी की उम्र. At the age of 69, with all kinds of health issues, he finally managed to get a ticket in a ship, not even a flight. In a ship, not even a cruise wala ship, not a comfortable AC wala ship. It was a cargo ship. Everyone knows what's a cargo ship? उसमें वो जो बड़ा बड़ा कंटेनर जाता है ना, वो जो rectangular container, उस तरह का ship. In that kind of a steam ship, he went to US. It took him more than a month to reach there. In the sea. He went through all kinds of suffering, right? So somehow on the Jaladuta, the name of the ship was Jaladuta. So on the Jaladuta, somehow he managed to get a ticket. He had to literally beg for that ticket. Otherwise, he was living in Vrindavan. He had started writing, his Guru had told him, when you get money, please print books. He had started writing the translation of Shrimad Bhagavatam over there, you can see at the back. So he had started writing translation of Shrimad Bhagavatam. He had started something. And he was quite comfortable actually. In Vrindavan, he was living in Radha Damodar temple. He was very welcome there. Everyone loved him there. Ek comfort, बोलते हैं ना, retirement life. वो उनका चालू हो गया था. But at that age, he never forgot his purpose. What was his purpose? To preach in the English language in the Western world. Okay? So he finally, at the age of 69, he went there. After he went there in the US, it was not easy. He used to just take a kartal, sit in the garden, and he would start doing kirtan. कोई followers नहीं, कोई कुछ नहीं, कोई support नहीं, कोई जानता नहीं, कुछ नहीं. Right? हम लोग कहीं जाते हैं, अगर just imagine if you are, suppose after your education is over, you get a job, and your company says that your first job is in Darbhanga, Bihar. Darbhanga, Bihar में जाओ, वहाँ जाओ. या किसी ने बोला कि you go to Panki. Someone says you go to Pantnagar. And you have never been to these places. पहला आप क्या करोगे? What is the first thing you will do over there? Google करेंगे और क्या connection देखेंगे कि यार कौन अपना पहचान वाला कौन निकलता है इधर. Who's the person I know here? That's what you will try to do. You will not just land up there. Right? You'll try to find people, connections, this, that, so many things we'll do. Social media, so many things we'll do. He had nothing. He had nobody, no support. With no support, with no money, with no followers, with nothing. This person, just driven by the purpose that his guru had given him, he started a worldwide movement. So this movement, when it started over here, you can see over here, here it says, this is 26 2nd Avenue. This is, the name of the place was called Matchless Gifts. It was a small storefront that they got, and he was living there. That's where the International Society for Krishna Consciousness started in 1966. So when they were registering the society, ISKCON, so Prabhupada had called few of his disciples, and there was a lawyer and everybody. So they were thinking, kya naam dena hai? So Prabhupada said, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. International, there's just around 15 of us, 10-15 log hi hain. Kya international? But Prabhupada had that vision. Because he knew, my guru has said, means ye to hone wala hai. This has to happen. Aaj nahi to kal hoga. Definitely it will happen. So he had that vision, and with that vision he kept going. He kept going. Over a period of time, what happened? Temples started coming up all over the world. Because he had this purpose, because he had this burning desire to fulfill the desire of his guru, his disciples took over that purpose. Now this is very interesting, that if someone has a very burning purpose, that purpose becomes the mission of that person's life. What happens? Other people get attracted to that mission. They get attracted. Iska junoon dekh ke mujhe bhi iske saath kaam karna hai. Right? Sometimes some person starts a company. Those of you, anyone works in startups here? Yeah? Very few. Okay. So those of you who are working for a startup, kya soch ke startup join kiya? Why did you join? More money. Okay. That could be one reason. But another reason for joining a startup, actually startup mein money will get in the initial period. At some point job ja sakta hai. Risk rehta hai. Right? But still we take a risk. Why? We are attracted by the passion of the founder. Founder ka kya junoon hai iska yaar. Isko kuch karna hai. And I want to be part of that. Right? In the same way, Prabhupada's purpose was so strong, his conviction was so strong, his understanding of what needs to be done was so strong, that people started aligning. We spoke about support. Oops. Acha, ye finally started working. Okay. Abhi tak ye chal nahi raha tha. It got support. Till now it was not working. Yeah. So his disciples started coming forward to support. So he would tell one disciple, you go to UK and you start a temple. You go to Germany and you start a temple. You go to France and you start a temple. You go to Montreal in Canada, you start a temple. You go to Brazil and start a temple. सोचो यार वो disciples भी क्या, उनका भी क्या औकात रहेगा. What kind of conviction they had, what kind of passion, what kind of purpose they had. What was their purpose? Prabhupada's purpose was take the message of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, English language, all over the world. Right? That was his purpose. But making that happen, unless his disciples helped him, wouldn't happen. His disciples also took that purpose and they went with it. Because they were identifying with that purpose, they were able to do it. Can you imagine how difficult it must be? Going to somebody and talking to them, telling them that Krishna is God. They don't know who is Krishna, they have never seen Krishna. Telling them Krishna is God, telling them so many things. With what conviction they must have done. Right? So if there is purpose, then everything falls into place. Right? And it came to a point like this, where hundreds of disciples all over the world, hundreds of disciples, thousands, when finally from 1966 was where ISKCON was established. And Srila Prabhupada left this world in 1977. How many years is that? 11 to 12, depending. If you've learned maths, you'll say 12, otherwise 11 bolenge. Both are correct. 11 to 12 years is all he had. And he was a 70-year-old man. He had suffered 2 heart attacks on the way to the US in Jaladuta. But this person, within 11 years, he wrote 80 books. 80. It's ridiculous if you think about it. Anyone who has ever in your life ever tried to write a book? See, college में, school में essays लिखा होगा सबने? लिखा है ना? लिखना नहीं अच्छा लगता, लेकिन लिखना पड़ता है. मार्क्स के लिए लिखना पड़ता है. सो ऐसे लिखना कितना कठिन है. ऐसे में हम लोग बड़े क्रिएटिव हो जाते हैं, है ना? But to write an essay is so difficult. Imagine writing a scripture where you cannot be creative. You have to be creative in how you make that scripture relevant to today's day and age. Not just today's day and age, tomorrow's day and age also. So what he wrote in 1966-67 is relevant today in 2024. It will be relevant in 21-24 also. 100 years from now, same books, same philosophy, there will be people who will be reading it and becoming devotees of Krishna. Isn't that amazing? Writing like this and writing 80 books in a span of only 11 years. Plus, 108 temples were established in those 11 years. 108, and he went and visited every one of them. Every one of them. Sab jagah jaake DT installation, sab, almost all of them. Plus, he had 5,000 disciples by that time. By the time he left his body, 5,000 disciples. And many of those disciples used to write letters to him. That I am facing this challenge. Mera ye problem ho raha hai, mera wo problem ho raha hai. How do I solve this? What do I do about this? And he used to personally answer all those questions. All of this in a span of 11 years. It's actually unbelievable. It's like a miracle. वो एक जादू है वो. It's a miracle. But it happened. Why? Because he was aligned to the purpose of his guru. Because his guru gave him this purpose and he made this purpose the main goal of his life. Everything else, all resources, everything aligned. So that is Srila Prabhupada. A life with purpose. Okay. And I can't resist but also speak about my guru, His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj. I'll just be very brief because I know he's here, so I'll be very brief. But another person with tremendous purpose. When he was in the, some of you may have read his book, The Journey Home. Anyone has read? Few of you, yeah, quite a few. So The Journey Home, he speaks about his journey, that he was actually born in Chicago in the US. He was a teenager, 19-year-old teenager, you know, with all the regular urges and everything. But he left, he went to Europe with his friend, and over there in Europe, he got a calling within his heart that told him, go to India. Now you imagine a teenager from America who's probably never seen, heard anything about India, just got a calling in his heart, go to India. And he had no money, he had lost, on the first day of their trip to Europe, he had lost all his money. You know, somebody stole it. But he went to India, trekking by foot, by road, hitchhiking here, there, through various countries, hitchhike karte. Somehow he reached the border of India through Pakistan. And at the border, someone told him, sorry, you cannot enter India. How much money do you have? He said, I have no money. He said, we already have enough beggars in India, we don't want one more. So you imagine a person who has come all the way from Chicago in the US, through England, through Greece, then England, then through all these countries, France, Germany, through the Middle East countries, and itna marpit karke, kaise bhi karke, somehow reach the border of India, and at the immigration the person says, we don't want you, please go back. Right? So they are desperate, but the purpose was so strong that he waited for that lady to go away. And then another Sardarji person came and he told him that please, I beg you, please allow me to get into your country, your great country, please allow me to come. And that Sardarji had already been briefed by that lady that inko andar aane mat dena, don't allow him to come inside. He has no money. But he convinced him because his purpose was so strong. He said that please allow me inside. Someday I'll do something for your great country. We are all sitting in this room today because of this person. Right? Because he Because he made that sacrifice, because he took the mission of Srila Prabhupada and he sacrificed his entire life to fulfill that mission. That's why all of us are sitting here. So purpose in life can help you achieve wonderful things. Now, what does a life with purpose do to others? As we said, whatever things the person, we said, no, when you have purpose, you receive all of these things. You get meaning to life, you get motivation, you get direction, you get focus, happiness, excitement, fulfillment. All these lovely things happen when you have purpose in life. But if you get connected to someone who has strong purpose in life, you will also receive these things. It's amazing. It's like an induction process. You know that, not the company ka induction, jo magnetic induction bolte na aisa. That one person who has this strong purpose, just by being around them, by trying to assist in their purpose, trying to assist in their mission, what happens? You also get these wonderful things. You also get clarity, you get meaning to life, you get fulfillment, you get happiness, you get excitement, you get resilience. All these experiences come just by being connected to a person who has purpose. So now the question may come, ye sab to theek hai, thank you for sharing this, but how do I find my purpose in life? Hai ki nahi? How do I find my purpose in life? So let us spend a few minutes on this. So there's a bit of English here, but just quickly bear with me. I'll just read it out quickly for you. So first of all, whether you are a doctor, MBA, engineer, CA, bus driver, teacher, whoever you may be, okay? Remember this, that already if every morning you are able to get up, you are excited to start your day. Subah utte hi full excitement ke saath utte ho, you know, and you have a satisfying work day, then most likely your career, whatever you are doing, is already strongly interwoven with your purpose in life. Very rare, very rare. But if you're already getting great fulfillment out of what you're doing, right? Whatever you're doing, and it doesn't matter that ye main kitna tuchh kaam kar raha hu, I am just, you know, I am just doing some very simple thing. Doesn't matter. There are people who get satisfaction out of doing very simple things, because they feel this is my purpose in life, this is what I want to do. That purpose over a period of time may evolve. You know, as time passes, that purpose may evolve. More purposes may be revealed to you as you go along in life, right? But yeah, if you're already facing this, like that. But remember, your purpose and occupation may not necessarily be the same thing. Sometimes you feel my purpose is to become a top, you know, top executive in my company. My purpose is to be a top businessman. My purpose is to have a good, happy family. My purpose is to have a bank balance. My purpose is to go to USA. My purpose is to go to Middle East and work there. That's not a purpose. That's your occupation. And occupation is important. No one is saying occupation is not very important. You must have an occupation. But remember, that's not the purpose of your life. Earning money is just the means. You know, like your degrees, your experiences. My purpose is to get, you know, mujhe na Australia jaake, I want to, you know, get an experience of, you know, what diving is called? Scuba diving. I want to do scuba diving in the Australian reefs. I want that experience in life. That is an experience, but that's not your purpose in life. Purpose is something beyond. As you said, something that gives you happiness, gives others also some meaning, some satisfaction, some feeling of fulfillment, right? So, how do we find our purpose in life? So I'm going to play one more video. Can you just keep the mic again? We'll try again. कोशिश करते हैं. Okay, how many of you have heard of Ikigai? Anyone? Ikigai? हाँ, Ikigai नाम तो सुना है. काफी लोग ने सुना है, अच्छी बात है. But those who have not heard, now you hear it. Okay, अभी सुनो आप लोग शांति से. that if you want to find your purpose in life, what can you do? It's a very simple video. It is available on YouTube. If you all want the link, I can send it to Prabhuji, and you can share it on your group. You can take a look, okay?
The Japanese concept of Ikigai looks at an individual's motivations for why they do the things they do. There are the things you do because you love to do them. There are the things you do because the world needs it. There are the things you do because you're paid for it. And then there are the things you do because you're great at it. If you love it and the world needs it, that's your mission in life. Your mission is a calling that you feel strongly drawn to. If the world needs it and you're paid for it, that's your vocation. Your vocation is your trade. It's usually how you're employed early in your career, and many people spend their entire working careers in their vocation. If you're paid for it and you're great at it, that's your profession. Your profession is something you're sought out for because of your skill and expertise, and you're rewarded for it. If you're great at it and you love it, that's your passion. Your passion challenges you and motivates you. It's something you'd be willing to give up your free time for. If you're lucky enough to do something that you love, that the world needs, that you're paid for, and that you're great at, you found your Ikigai, your purpose. What's your purpose? If someone asked you, what would you say?
So what would you say if someone asks you, what is your purpose in life? आप क्यों जिंदा हो भाई? हाँ, बड़ा सवाल है. It's a big question. So, and it is worth thinking, because when we discover that purpose, all these wonderful things will start happening to us. We'll get motivation, we'll get focus, we'll get determination, we'll get resilience. We want all these things, right? That purpose is what drives you towards all these things, right? So how to find our purpose in life? This is what is that Ikigai. It's just an image again. What you love, what the world needs, what you can be paid for, and what you are good at. So at the intersection of all these, the Venn diagrams जो बोलते हैं ना मैथ्स में, हाँ, Venn diagram सुना है सबने? So Venn diagram at the intersection of all this is what is called Ikigai. So what you love is also included, what the world needs is also good, is also there, what you can be paid for is also there, and what you're good at also. So for example, if you are working on something that you love, world needs it, you can be paid for it, but you're not good at it, then what happens? It won't succeed. If you're good at something, you can be paid for it, and you love it also, but the world doesn't need it. इसका कोई डिमांड नहीं है, तो वो आपका इकिगाई, आपका पैशन नहीं बनेगा. If you have something, you're good at it, you can be paid for it, the world also needs it. I don't really love it, यार. ये तो मतलब ठीक है, पैसे कमाते, I earn money through this, but I don't enjoy this. Again, you're not found your purpose. So finding your purpose, is kind of like an intersection of all these four things. Do I love it? Does the world need it? Am I good at it? And of course, will I also be paid for it? Because I mean, some people, payment is not so important. If you have reached that financial status in life where paisa aaye to aaye, nahi aaye, no problem. I can live without it, that's fine. Then you have still found your Ikigai. Like that. So how do we find this? So first thing we should understand, don't get, like if you ask people right now, if I just catch one person and say, hey, तेरा क्या purpose है life में? मेरा purpose, मेरे को अभी dinner के लिए जाना है, जल्दी खत्म करो, right? So yeah, we have a lot of mini purposes. I want to get a good degree. I want to get at least, this much percentage CGPA in my college. I want to get a job from campus. I want to join this kind of company. I want to join a bank. I want to join a consulting company. I want to join this IT company. I want to do this. I want to do that. Right? Many purposes. And those many purposes are important. No one is minimizing those. I want to get married. I want to have a girlfriend. Whatever it is. Whatever is your mini purpose. But that mini purpose we are not minimizing. But important thing is that is not your purpose of life. Right? So how do we find that purpose of life? Basically, first know who you really are. Who am I? Who am I? What am I good at? You know, we discussed, no, that, for example, what are you good at? Do you even know what you are good at? How will you know? Unless you explore. We have gone in our life in a very particular direction. It's like a horse. Like this, we have just gone. We have never really explored what we are good at. We never had the courage to do it. Because we have gone the beaten path. Everyone is going this way, I'll also go this way. You know? So start exploring, know who you are, explore your interests and passions. Spend time. See, right now you may not have the opportunity to do it because you are working 10, 12 hours a day just to keep your job. Forget growth. Just to keep your job, just to keep your sanity, sometimes you have to work so much. So at this time, someone tells you, explore, karo. Karo, start a blog, start something on the side. Don't do it. But when you are expert, when you become really good at your job, you're really expert, right? Like, you know, you're really good at it. Sorry. When you're really good at it, you really become expert at it, then with the same amount of time, you'll be able to do more, or you'll be able to do the same amount of thing with less effort. That is when you can start exploring. Ki, chalo yaar, let me try. Weekends pe, let me spend a little time on this. I really like doing this. I like teaching. I like training. I like this. I like that. Right? What do you like? Start exploring. That's how we find. You know, this is how we can find. And of course, surround yourself with positive people. You become what you associate with. If you are associating with people who only tell you, tu to isi kabil hai, tujhse aur kuch na ho paega. You know, if people only, you are surrounded by negative people, you will never find your passion in life. You will never find your purpose in life. But if you are surrounded by people who are positive, who are encouraging you. So there's one more video, we don't have time for it, but Simon Sinek speaks about that as well. So how to find your why, how to find your purpose in life, right? So he says, what he did, for example, is he spent time with a friend, with a really dear friend. He spent time with him, and he asked that friend, a long time friend, really close friend. He asked him that, why am I your friend? Why am I your friend? So again, it's a question the friend was not ready for. He started giving, oh, you know, nahi yaar, you're my friend, yaar, bas, you're my friend. He said, but why? So he said, no, you know, then he started thinking that, you know, okay, I like to be around you. You're smart, you're good looking, you're intelligent, you know, you're a fun guy to be with. He started giving those kind of things. And then gradually it moved from Simon to that person, to that friend. He said that, actually, you know, I just feel, I feel very comfortable being around you. The wisdom and the maturity that you bring to our relationship, I feel so comfortable with that. That, you know, that's why I consider you as my friend. So from that conversation, he was able to find something about himself that he also didn't know. He didn't know that my friends consider this special about me. Because friends को अगर पूछो कि मेरे में क्या खास है, अरे तू तो बेवकूफ है. Most friends will tell you something like that. But if you go to a really close friend and ask them this question, maybe you will discover a lot about yourself, right? So this is how we try to find purpose in life. Surround yourself with positive people. Okay? So to conclude, what is the purpose of human life? Right? Let's spend a few minutes on that, and then we'll take questions. Okay? So it is said in the scriptures, Ahara nidra bhai maitunam cha samanyam etat pashubhi naranam dharmo hi tesham adhiko vishesho dharmena hina pashubhi saman. So it sounds very nice, na? Sanskrit mein aisa, if you hear some things, they sound so sweet. Kitna acha lag raha hai. हाँ, मैं कुछ संस्कृत सुन के आया. You know, you feel very happy. But if you listen to the meaning of this verse, no, वो ऐसा थप्पड़ मारने जैसा है. So थोड़ा एक बार प्यार से आपको समझा देता हूँ. I'll tell you what it means. It says, Ahara nidra bhai maithun. Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. These four activities are basic needs of human beings. Samanyam etad pashubhi naranam. This is common. Samanyam means common. Pashubhi naranam. Between humans and animals. These four activities are common. Then what is different? Dharmo hi tesham adhiko vishesho. Dharma, religiosity. That is what is adhika, extra. Because an animal cannot inquire about who am I? Why am I suffering? Why is someone coming to cut my neck? Cannot inquire. Right? Adhika and Vishesha. Extra is one thing, but special. This is what is special about human beings, that we can inquire about higher topics, we can follow dharma, we can understand what is dharma, we can try and follow it. He says that this is what is separate, this is what is special, this is what is extra. Dharmena hina, dharmena hina pashubhi saman. Without this dharma, we are simply sophisticated, two-legged animals. What is the difference? We are also eating, sleeping, mating and defending like the animals day in and day out. रोज वही कर रहे हैं हम लोग, रोज वही. Every day you are doing the same thing. Then what is the difference between you and an animal? You have been given superior intelligence. Do we agree we have more intelligence than animals? कोई ना नहीं बोलेगा. I hope. We have superior intelligence to animals. If that has been given to us, it means that something more is expected. Like if you see, when you are working in a company, कंपनी में मैनेजर को कैबिन दिया जाता है और बाकी लोगों को क्या देते हैं? क्यूबिकल. वो एक छोटा सा ऐसा बैठ के लिखो, टाइपिंग करो, जो भी कर रहे हो. हाँ, बट मैनेजर को कैबिन दिया जाता है. हम लोग इन माय एसएपी कंपनी वी यूज्ड टू कॉल देम कैबिन क्रू. दे आर द कैबिन क्रू बिकॉज़ दे हैव गॉट कैबिन्स, राइट? क्या करता क्या है पूरा दिन? खाली हम लोग को हफ्ते में 2 ऐसा रिव्यू कॉल में कुछ सवाल पूछेगा. करता क्या? सारा मेहनत तुम्हें कर रहे हैं, राइट? Why they are being paid so much? Why they are being given so much facilities? Why? Because they are responsible. With facility comes responsibility. They are responsible to deliver the result for the company. If they don't deliver, they will lose their jobs, right? So same way as human beings, we are given superior intelligence. Why? So that we can use it for higher purpose, not just for ahara, nidra, bhai, maitun. It's for higher purpose, for dharma. So what does the Gita teach us about purpose, right? What does the Bhagavad Gita teach us about purpose? I'll quickly conclude with this and then one small video, okay? So what is the one last video? Sorry. Prabhuji. One last video is there. Okay. Jai Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan ki Jai. So what does the Gita teach us about purpose? If you see Arjun, right? When Arjun was in the battlefield, what happened to Arjun? He got bewildered. He said, I will not fight. Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava prichhami tvam dharma sammudha cheta yachveshan nishchitam bruhitan me shishyasteham sadhimam tvam prapannam. He says that, Baba, now I am not able to figure out whether I should fight or I should not fight. I don't know what to do. So then Krishna starts convincing him on different levels. Okay? Be with me, we are almost done. Everyone with me? Hare Krishna. So he gives him 4 different things. First he says, he puts fear into Arjun. He says, Arey, you're a Kshatriya, you've been respected as the greatest archer in the world. For one who's been respected, dishonor is worse than death. People will call you a Klaibya, people will call you a eunuch for running away from battle. Don't do it. But that's not good enough. Then he tells him about reward. He tells them that if you win this battle, Prapsya se Mahim, this whole world will be your kingdom. But if you die in battle, you will go to heavenly planets. So, एक fear हो गया. दूसरा is sense of reward, that just follow, just do your duty. You will both ways, whether you win or you lose, you will still be the winner only. Both ways you will get benefited. So fear, reward, did it work? Didn't work. Then he tells him about duty. He says that, please do your duty because, this is very important. You're a Kshatriya. As a Kshatriya, it is your duty to fight, to establish dharma. He tells him, please do your duty. Your duty is to establish dharma as a Kshatriya. But that also didn't work. And finally, he tells him the language of love or surrender. He says, he's spoken about fear, he's spoken about reward, he's spoken about duty. And he concludes by saying, give up your duty also. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishami. Ma sucha. He tells him, do what you are doing for me. Just surrender unto me. He gives Arjun a purpose. So what can we learn from, from at our level? See, saying that surrender unto Krishna in complete total surrender, how many of us can do it? Very few. Right? Oh, full surrender to Krishna, complete. Not many of us have the courage to do it. We don't. But at our level, what can we do? That also Krishna gives in the Bhagavad Gita. He says, Yad karoshi, yad ashnashi, yad johosi, dadasi, yad tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushva madarpanam. Yad karoshi, whatever you do, yad karoshi. मतलब आप स्टूडेंट हो, स्टूडेंट बनो, आप वर्क कर रहे हो, वर्क करो, बिजनेस कर रहे हो, बिजनेस करो, हस्बैंड हो, हस्बैंड रहो, जो भी है, whatever you are, yad karoshi, whatever you do. Yad ashnasi, whatever you accept. We accept food, hopefully very soon we'll accept food. You accept food, we accept clothes, we accept laptop, we accept house, we accept so many things we accept, and we get so many things in life. First is what we do. Second is we get something. Whatever you accept, yad ashnashi, yad juhosi, dadasi, whatever you give in charity, whatever you give to people, tad kurushva mad arpanam. He says, dadasi yad yad karoshi, yad ashnashi, yad juhosi, dadasi yad tapasyasi kaunteya. Whatever tapasya you do also, tad kurushva mad arpanam. Do it as an offering for me. Do it for me. Make me the purpose of your life. Make me the mission of your life. And then whatever happens, ma suchaha, I will take care. So this is how Krishna gives purpose to Arjuna. This is how he gives purpose to all of us. The Bhagavad Gita is not a theoretical scripture. It's a very practical scripture. Day-to-day life में कैसे उसको apply करना है. Bhagavad Gita only teaches us very nicely. So to conclude, at the last, I just want to show one nice video by His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj. Very short video. I'll just show you this video and then we conclude and we'll take a few questions, okay?
Whether we are black or white or red or yellow in color, whether we're American or Russian or Indian or Pakistani or Palestinian or Israeli, whether we're young or old, rich or poor, whatever our particular designation in this world, our inherent need is to express and feel love for someone else and to feel loved by someone else. Why is it that we all have that in common? According to the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is because it is the inherent nature of the soul. The soul is part of God. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sajja Kabunai Sravanadi Sudicheti Kodiyayudai. That love of God is dormant within the heart of every living being. But we have forgotten that love. So we're trying to find that experience of pleasure in so many ways in this world. And because it's not really satisfying our need, so much frustration. And due to that frustration, human beings can act in such strange and often dangerous ways to themselves, to others, and to the planet. It's all in the search of love. So the purpose of life is to redirect that propensity to love of the soul back toward God. And when we experience God's unlimited love, and we feel the unlimited love of the soul for God, included within that experience is compassion and love for every living being. That is what everyone is looking for. That is the essence of every religion. And that is the highest purpose of life.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we would like to take one or two questions, please. So किसी का प्रश्न है?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Yes, bro.
Yeah, thank you for this session, Prabhuji. My question is, you beautifully mentioned about how Maharaj heard that inner voice.
Yeah.
And then he was sure about it.
Yeah, yeah.
So in your life or in our lives, like, how do we hear that voice? And how do we be so sure? Like Maharaj must have had such a deep conscience that he
Yes,
was able to...
yes. In our lives, we may not have that inner voice strong enough to tell us. Sometimes it comes from outside. In my case, it came from my sister, for example. With my sister, once I was cribbing with her that, you know, Arey, I'm working so hard, I'm doing so well, but I'm not getting enough money. They're not paying me for what I deserve, and this and that. I was cribbing. So she asked me the same kind of why questions, that why do you want to earn so much money? I said, if I earn money, I'll be successful. Why you want to be successful? Why you want to earn more money? If I earn more money, I'll give to the temple, no? I tried to, you know, distract. I'll give to the temple. She said, how much money you will give to the temple? Kitna doge? With your job, with your insignificant job, how much money you will give to the temple? She told me that, can you give as much money as Radha Girdhari Prabhu gives? Radha Girdhari Prabhu is one of the very quiet, you know, unknown, no one knows him, but he has contributed very significantly to the development of this temple, physically, through Lakshmi. Can you give as much as him? No, I can't give as much as him. She said, then don't try to. Na. She says, you are not born for this. You are a preacher. You preach. She says that money will come anyway. If Krishna has decided to give you, he will give you. If he decided not to give you, he will not give you. But you do what you are good at. You are good at preaching, you please preach. She gave me my purpose in life. So yeah, sometimes it comes from outside. Sometimes we have to listen to our own voice, what it is telling us again and again. We tend to ignore. Nahi. Abhi bahut important hai. Now I have to work on this. We tend to ignore. But sometimes the voice comes, we should pay attention and start working on it. Okay? Hare Krishna. One last question.
Check. Yo.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. So, kudos to an amazing session out here. My question is really simple. How do you know that your purpose is right, and how do you know that your purpose is wrong?
Good question. How do you know that your purpose is right or wrong? So first of all, you see whether that purpose, that Ikigai is a good way to, you know, establish, are you good at it? Do you love it? Does the world need it? And you know, those 4-5 questions you ask yourself, you'll automatically know whether the purpose is correct or wrong. When you say correct or wrong, you're saying as in sinful wrong or wrong for me?
Wrong for myself.
Yeah, it's wrong for myself. So one is we apply this framework. From this framework, we get an answer. Second, we should ask our dear friends that, am I going in the right direction? Take guidance from few mentors, from few friends. That will help you to know. Yeah.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. One last question and we end there. The gentleman with specs over there. Yeah. You can just stand up and speak loudly. Yeah. Yes. Jai Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan ki Jai. Yeah. Quick.
थोड़ा माइक पास में पकड़ो ना.
हाँ. Yeah, so thinking about your family and serving your family could also be a purpose. It's not that this is a way to tuch hai, I will only look at some very hi-fi things. For some people, their whole lives, because they're struggling so much at the family level, financially, emotionally, just having a stable family could be a purpose in life. That's fine. Serving your family is, anyway, I said a mini purpose which you have to do. But if you are not able to do that also, then doing other purposes is actually meaningless. So yes, a life, many mini purposes will come together to form a big purpose, and one of them is taking care of the family. All right, thank you very much for your kind attention. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So it was a wonderful lecture by Prabhuji. It really made us think what is the purpose of our life, what purpose we can have so that it can be purposeful for others also. So indeed it is a very amazing lecture, and let us thank Prabhuji by loudly chanting 3 times. Now we want 5 to 10 minutes of you more, because there will be many good purposes we are going to come across. Okay, so 5-10 minutes, please have patience. First of all, we would like to thank the students or the participants who have come for first time. पहली बार जो आए वो जगह पे उठ सकते हैं, खड़े हो जाइए. First time जो आए, काफी लोग आए. So we will welcome all of you by loudly chanting 3 times.
Hari Bol!
Hari Bol! Hari Bol! So for you, the prasad, you go in a normal line, take prasad, plate, and go to the Bhakti Vedanta hall. There you will meet some devotees who will guide you further, and you also receive one nice gift for you. Okay? So thank you for coming to the temple. Kindly be seated. Hare Krishna. So now next announcement is on 3rd of December, 3 December Tuesday को शाम को 7:30 से 8:30 एक स्पेशल YouTube पे लेक्चर लाइव होने वाला है. And that is on book distribution. Hari Bol! So we learned so many things from Bhagavad Gita. So this is a month. There is a Gita Jayanti there on 11th, and whole world, the ISKCON throughout the world, we distribute Bhagavad Gitas to make more people fortunate. So we request you, all of you, to please attend that live at your home. Okay? So now I request His Grace Pradyumna Mishra Prabhu to come and let us know about the upcoming Ayas Yatra. Hari Bol!
Hare Krishna. So how many of you been to Ayas Yatra so far? Hari Bol. So others have a lot of opportunity because Ayas Yatra is coming up here. It will be in the first week of March, on the 5th March till the 8th March, and we are going this time to Haridwar and Rishikesh, near to the Ganges, near to the Himalayas. It will be really wonderful. And if you ask to the previous participants of the Ayas Yatra, it was always a very enjoyable experience. So to know more about this, you can join our WhatsApp channel, ISKCON Chowpatty. So you can join there, ask to your ISKCON preachers. If you are going to the regular programs, you must have some counselor or somebody, please ask to them. They will give you more details. But in short, if I have to tell you, the registration is starting from the 1st December, that is tomorrow. So registrations are starting, and we'll doing the registrations in 2 phases. So the registration starting from the 1st December. Please contact your preachers, your counselors, so that you get registered. You have to add your profile to the RGM database, and from there it's very easy process to how to get started, how to register for the Ayas Yatra. So further details will be explained into the ISKCON Chowpatty channel. So please stay tuned, and we'll have a very exciting time coming ahead. Hare Krishna!
And one of the important announcements, today's morning sabji cutting is done by the devotees guided by Achyutanand Prabhu, And evening services, around 50 devotees, they served down for all of us. They are led by His Grace Venugopal Prabhu. So let us thank them by loudly chanting 3 times. And one of the most excited time is come. Now there will be ecstatic kirtan. So everyone stand up and please dance in circle. Hari Bol.
Standing kirtan?